Bad food and horrific treatment in jail. The 95 arrested Libyans want to go home. Ahead of fuel prices dropping here, markets tumble across the globe due to US economy fears. Bangladesh's Prime Minister has resigned and fled the country after violent riots. And South Africa's controversial satirist Zapiro has upset Jacob Zuma supporters again. Hello, I'm Jane Dutton.
This is Eyewitness News.
A dramatic morning outside the White River Magistrates Court. Some of the 95 Libyans arrested at an illegal military camp in Mpumalanga didn't want to go back to their cells.
Today's proceedings were marred by logistical challenges, prompting Magistrate EPJ Hall to inform the media that the coverage of the story or proceedings will have to be done on a rotational basis. Thereafter, the matter was postponed to the 26th of August to allow for further investigations, with the state expected to add more criminal charges. Shortly after proceedings today, the 95 accused started screaming and shouting outside of the courthouse. On the other hand, the accused's newly appointed defense attorney, Mr. Kassim, believes he has an ironclad case.
Well, them remaining is not up to us, it's up to the state. There's a criminal charge, and I'll record there's one charge at the moment that they're facing. And up until that charge is cleared up, they don't have a choice, they have to remain in custody like everybody else.
The suspects remain remanded in custody at the Nelspruit prison until their next appearance on the 26th of this month. Mongezi Gogo, Eyewitness News, White River in Mpumalanga.
Justice and Constitutional Development Minister Thembi Simelane says there's work to be done to strengthen our borders following the arrest of the 95 Libyans and to encourage people to report suspicious activity.
It will build trust automatically into our communities that when we report, action is taken. When we report, we're well taken care of as whistleblowers. The matters are adjudicated, the people are tried, and they are jailed. Once you create that, of course, the community will be different. But one can't overemphasize the point of our border management systems in our country.
Don't bully us. The Patriotic Alliance, Gayton McKenzie, says he will not be bullied by Economic Freedom Front leaders and he would meet them blow for blow. The parties have been at each other for years, with EFF leader Julius Malema having once referred to McKenzie and his deputy Kenny Kunene as convicts. The EFF is also suing Kunene for defamation for comments linking the party to cigarette smuggling.
For too long, EFF had done what they wanted to do in Parliament. They had nobody that would speak back. They would just do as people insult people. Ons van PA, ons is nie like tipe nie. They are rude to us, we'll be rude to them. We will never be bullied by EFF because any PA buys ons nie.
A collective visceral response to the staggering 50% hike in the cost of a Zimbabwean passport. It could cost an extra 4,005 rand on top of what's already been paid. More than 1,000 people have signed a petition calling on the government of Zimbabwe to review the decision. Motorists will be paying a little bit less to fill up their tanks from Wednesday. The Energy Department has announced decreases in the prices of petrol and diesel for August. Both grades of petrol will drop by 15 cents a litre, while diesel will see decreases of between 17 and 28 cents a litre.
The reason for these adjustments are the stronger rand against US dollar during the period under review and slightly higher oil prices on average compared to the previous cycle. The slate levy remains zero in the price structures of both petrol and diesel.
Here's a wrap of important international news. Bangladesh's Prime Minister, Sheikh Hasina, has resigned in the face of ongoing protests. She's reportedly fled the country after crowds stormed the Prime Minister's palace in Dhaka. There have been violent protests in the UK too, the worst in 13 years. The UK government has held an emergency response meeting after more than 150 people were arrested during the 6 days of violence. The riots were fueled by false rumours about the background of a British-born 17-year-old suspect who's accused of killing 3 children and injuring 10 others in a knife attack at a Taylor Swift-themed dance class last week. And there's been a global market meltdown with shares tumbling. The massive sell-off comes on fears of a recession in the United States. Jacob Zuma fans have expressed their displeasure about the documentary on Jonathan Shapiro, the satirist, better known as Zapiro. They tried to drown out the first screening of the documentary, The Showerhead, at the Durban International Film Festival. The work chronicles Shapiro's journey and the impact his cartoons have had addressing important issues on the African continent. In it, some cartoons that prompted Zuma to unsuccessfully sue him.
The movie was getting to issues of freedom of expression. And by the way, I do feel that people have the right to protest. Of course they do, but not to drown out. They should protest beforehand, afterwards, anywhere. But you don't drown out somebody else's statement, with your own one. So I do think there's a distinction that should be made.
That's it from me and the rest of the team. I'll see you for more again tomorrow.
Eyewitness News, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, log on to ewn.co.za or ewn.mobi.